Hello, good morning year two and welcome to Wednesday's English lesson. Now, to warm us up this morning, we are going to be starting by practicing our use of conjunctions. Can you say conjunctions? Very good. Now, if you remember, conjunctions we can often think of as a bit like glue in a sentence, and conjunctions are used to join two clauses together. They join the main clause, which makes sense on its own, and you can see some main clauses on this screen in orange, and they join a subordinate clause, which wouldn't make sense on its own, together. So what I would like you to do, first of all, in a moment, pause the video and add the subordinate clauses to these sentence starters. The first one says, worms are wonderful. Then we have our conjunction, which is the start of our subordinate clause. Worms are wonderful because, and you can choose a way to end that sentence. And the second one says, worms may look strange, but, and the conjunction we're using is but, and you can choose a way to finish that sentence with your subordinate clause. So pause the video now and have a go at that. Have you done that? Well done. You could have said something like, worms are wonderful because they can breathe through their skin. Or you might have said, worms may look strange, but in fact, they are very useful for our gardens. And of course, you ended your sentence with a full stop, I'm sure. Now, let's move on with our lesson. So it's Wednesday. Oh, it's actually the 24th of June 2020. And our learning objective today is, can I use precise and interesting vocabulary within a poem? So just think what I might mean by precise and interesting vocabulary. So we're thinking about all the amazing word choices we can make for good effect. And I want to share with you this little poem about a worm by an author called Spike Milligan. And here I go. It says, today I saw a little worm wriggling on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and see what's on the telly. Shall we read it one more time? Can you read it with me? Today I saw a little worm wriggling on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and see what's on the telly. Now just have a think, and if your grown-ups are with you, you can chat to your grown-up about this. What did you like about this poem? What didn't you like about this poem? And can you think why you might have thought those things? And my next question, how did the worm move? Shall we remind ourselves? Today I saw a little worm wriggling on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and see what's on the telly. So how did the worm move? Did you think wriggling on its belly? Yes, good. Can you have a go at wriggling on your belly like a worm? Maybe you can get your grown-ups to wriggle on their bellies like a worm as well. Can you think of another word instead of wriggling? How else might the worm be moving on his belly? Can you think of any other words that we could use? So we're looking at this word wriggling and we're thinking, how else might the worm move? Could we say maybe slithering? Does that work? Slithering. Today I saw a little worm slithering on his belly. That works, doesn't it? See if you can think of 5 more words you could use. Have you got them? Good. So what we're going to do now is use those thoughts that we've come up with and change some of the vocabulary in the poem. So let's see what we could change. Today I saw a little worm wriggling on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and see what's on the telly. Now we could change this word little, couldn't we? So I'm going to take my my polishing pen and I'm going to change little. I'm going to cross out little and say, today I saw a, what could I say? I want to keep little. I want to keep the meaning, but use a different word. I might choose the word minuscule, which means little, but it's a little bit more interesting. Minuscule actually is probably a bit smaller than little. Tiny, tiny, tiny worm. Today I saw a minuscule worm wriggling on its belly. Now I know that we could change wriggling. Now, what word could we change wriggling to, do you think? Now, we spoke about this word slithering earlier, and I quite like that. So I'm going to say slithering. Slithering on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside. And what could he do? Instead of seeing what's on the telly, maybe we could change that. I like the idea of it rhyming with belly. So I might say, what rhymes with belly? Smelly, welly, jelly. Ooh, jelly. I'm going to say, today I saw a minuscule worm slithering on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and eat some strawberry jelly. And that's a question because we're thinking about the answer to that. Let's reread the poem. Today I saw a minuscule worm slithering on its belly. Perhaps he'd like to come inside and eat some strawberry jelly. I really like that. I think that sounds good. So what you're going to be doing today is for a more mild challenge, you can do what we've just done together. So use the poem format and changing words that for your own words and adding bits to make the poem your own. And if you're feeling a little bit more confident about writing a poem about a worm, you can choose any format that you like. So you don't need to follow that template of the Spike Milligan poem that we've just looked at. And then finally, once you've written your poem, check it, and you can ask your grown-up to help you, check it for missing punctuation or spelling mistakes, and then write it up on a plain piece of paper in your neatest handwriting with some beautiful illustrations to go with it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with today. Good luck, everyone, and have an amazing Wednesday.